I knew it. Hello, thing. Surrender?
I love Thing. Thing, for me, stole every single scene that Thing was in. Thing really embodied emotion and feeling without ever even having a face. Body language is actually 80% of actual language. It isn't the words that we speak, but the manner in which we say it.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find...
Like, you can see him grip down and shake a little bit in fear.
The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, Thing, you poor, naive appendage.
And what a wonderful idea for Thing to use sign language in order to convey really complex thoughts. But again, most of what we read from someone else is actually unconscious. We're not even paying attention to it. And that's why a lot of language is lost if we're texting back and forth. And probably why one of the worst ways in order to have an argument, unless you want it to get worse, is to text it. Really, voice is better than text, and video or in person is better than voice or in text. Because even if you hear something, the intonations, a lot of what we're reading is how someone's breathing, little tiny micro expressions, but also how they're carrying their body. Are they moving towards you? Are they moving away? Did they do that little tiny shudder in fear?
The way I see it, you have two options. Option one, I lock you in here for the rest of the semester. And you go slowly insane trying to claw your way out.
I feel so bad. I really feel for Thing when he was terrified about being locked into a drawer, because isn't that horrible? And that grip of death when he just, that grip of death that he doesn't want to have to go in. That would be the worst torture, because how is he going to get out? He's only one hand, right? Yeah.
Option two, you pledge your undying loyalty to me.
And how cute the way that Thing shows fealty to Wednesday by bending to the knee. It was a really sweet way. Thing shows emotions just through these little tiny hand movements. Us being able to really understand what Thing wants and doesn't want. But he's like this really wonderful right-hand man for Wednesday. I had to say it because he's just always there, that companion that is thoughtful and caring, and she knows that she can depend on him. And I think that for Wednesday, there's very few people that she really feels like she can depend on.
How do you lose him in a bathroom with no windows? A lefty wouldn't have failed me. Don't sulk.
I really felt it. That thing that when someone says it, it's your worst fear. That if he had been a left hand, he would be a better hand. It's a really amazing thing, the way that we can anthropomorphize almost anything. For Thing, having just being a hand and being able to share all of these emotions that we can really feel, that I feel bad just for a bodiless limb. I think that for Thing, that would have been a slur. This wonderful body part, that sounds wrong too. This wonderful body part that is sentient and cares about everything that he cares. You have to.
I snapped at you. I'll check my tone in the future. Now chop chop before all our leads turn cold.
I also like that Thing was good with boundaries and consequences. It's just funny that I'm talking about Thing and being good with boundaries and consequences. He did not find Wednesday's apology to be enough, that she really cared and felt bad, because for an apology to be authentic, it can't just be a sorry and let's just sweep this away and continue on with things. It has to be heartfelt. You have to understand and validate the other person. You have to be able to understand and want to be able to do better. And so he's going to just keep on reading his newspaper. And I love that he's kind of like flicking it across in this very passive-aggressive, flamboyant way to let her know that that is not good enough. And we often do that when we're feeling kind of upset with something. We're going to make louder sighs. We're going to make greater movements, because what we're trying to say is, I'm still upset. tend to me. If you care about me, you will tend to me. And Thing, though he is just a right hand, no, I hate saying that, it still makes me feel bad. Even though Thing is a hand, he expects to be treated as a complete person. Don't shorthand him. Just do 1,000 really bad jokes. He doesn't want to be shorthanded in his apology. I know, it's just horrible. I'm sorry. I'm gonna lose all my subscribers from this.
What is it that you want? Hand cream, nail buffer, new cuticle scissors. Consider it done.
I love that they gave Thing a real personality. He had his own little tiny quirks, the things that he enjoys. And if you actually said, what would a hand really appreciate? Yeah, it makes great sense that he likes fancy hand cream and to be able to get a proper manicure, and perhaps even getting his nails done would be something that would be fun for him. I like that Thing is really good with self-care. I think that it's the first thing that we kind of throw away when we're stressed or have other things to do, but it seems like Thing does a really good balance about taking care of the people that he cares about, but also himself. We read most of body language without really knowing that we're reading it. And so sometimes if you're feeling anxious or upset, you might be actually feeding off of it from someone else being anxious and upset. All animals can read body language from other animals, even if you're dealing with a small hamster or a puppy that's scared or excited. More mammals, but as we get into higher levels, we are better at being able to read their body language than others. That makes it so much easier for us to be able to interpret. I think that it's really cute the way that Thing gets out of the water and shakes himself off like a dog. But I think that that really goes into showing his character and that he is loyal and loving and protective of the people that are around him. And he's part of Wednesday and Eden's pack. You can see how deeply Thing feels things. I would put him more on the empathic level of the spectrum because when he cares so deeply about things. That anthropomorphization is interesting because we can even see faces and feel emotions towards inanimate objects that don't have an actual face. We believe that the reason that we do that is that it helps us foresee behaviors. Anthropomorphism is when we're able to impart human behaviors and human traits to non-human entities. So Thing would be that perfect entity to be able to show that because I definitely feel what Thing is feeling and really, really deeply. It's very cool that just from Thing's body language, I'm able to detect his emotions without him actually having a face.
Got your invite. Guessing you had Thing drop it in the tip jar?
Good guess.
Yeah, after our last conversation, I wasn't sure if I'd even get to speak to you again, but...
Yeah, that wasn't right. So the first thing is that you should not be writing a note for someone else, even if you have the best of intentions. And that's what I believe. I believe that Thing really does want to help make Wednesday happy. And so, but it's wrong because even though what you think will make someone happy, you doing it for them, they're not going to be ending up to be able to do that journey that they need to do, that emotional growth to be able to be outside their comfort zone. But you can definitely do a little bit of encouraging.
How could you do this to me? How'd you pay for it? 5-finger discount, of course.
Thing is definitely a caretaker. He has been paying attention to the things that Wednesday likes and doesn't like, and so pilfered this dress for her, cute 5-finger discount, without her knowing. So that caretaking really is something that matters for Thing because he wants to make other people happy.
Thing, don't look.
And my favorite part was actually Thing doing the little tiny slide over the bedpost. That's the exact thing you would see children be able to do when they're kind of just happy with themselves and fooling around and just that mindless play. Out of all of my favorite Thing moments, that one is my favorite. And the little wiggling of his feet, wiggling of his feet. You see, I anthropomorphized that as well, because they're not feet, they're his fingers, but his wiggling of his fingers, but that remind me of feet over the edge as they're dangling there. I've done that myself many a time.
I should have known you were behind this. What part of no party under the penalty of death do you not understand?
I wanted to put this little piece in. One is because it was just so cute, and I think that some people may have missed it if they blinked. That thing is wearing a tiny little party hat, and I think that that shows that he doesn't have any social anxiety, but also it goes back to that pack mentality. He wants to be a part of the party, and he enjoys being able to participate. Probably for a thing, a lot of the times he's dismissed or thought as less than because he is an appendage instead of being a whole person. And sometimes when we're dealing with being different, people might undermine us or overlook us or not give us the same amount of respect as they'll give someone else. And I love it. I love Thing comforting Enid. He's that person that's always there when you might need him, and he's there to be able to protect and make sure that people feel safe and comforted when we need it. Watching my videos are a great way to get more familiar with the basics of psychology, but to learn more about science and technology, check out today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant are the online interactive STEM learning platform with college-level courses on neural networks, computer science, math, physics, quantum mechanics, game theory, and a lot more, all taught in visual, hands-on ways. Right now, I'm taking the course on geometry. It's the study of shapes. Yes, circles and triangles and squares, oh my. It is the math of how we deal with the space, distance, shape, size, positioning of all of these different figures. And the interesting thing is that you get to actually interact with these shapes in hands-on ways. You're able to move them around so that you can understand how they interrelate with one another. And you have all of these different demonstrations of how these principles are applied. And it's really good for me because I am that visual hands-on learner. And I really enjoy that Brilliant has these college-level courses that are taught in ways which anyone can learn at the pace and level that you want. And you can also stay at home to learn and become more adept in the skills that you want to evolve without breaking your budget. And if you ever feel stuck, do not fret. Brilliant has in-depth explanations that break down the principles even more. And Brilliant has thousands of lessons just like these, with new exclusive content being added every month. So you never have to stop learning. And all you have to do to get started is by visiting brilliant.org/Georgia Dow or click on the link in the description. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Just click on the button on the screen or head on over to brilliant.org/Georgia Dow. Clicking on that link really does help out this channel, and so does clicking on the playlist above for more videos on the psychology of your favorite shows. This is going to end up really bad, I think. Here we go. Ready? It's black. I think that you'd like it. Oh my god, I did such a bad job. I got it all over you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's hard to do it from this angle. Okay, I did 3. That's good enough. You'll be fine. Yeah, just 3. Let me know your favorite thing moments in the comments below.